What's up guys, Marco here, welcome to another fingerpicking lesson. Today I want to talk to you about Spanish guitar, Spanish melody, and I want to show you how to play a very simple Spanish melody on acoustic guitar. Now if you were watching the video at the beginning of this tutorial where I play the melody, you probably realized that I was playing with the thumb only. So I was plucking the strings with the right hand thumb only. By plucking with one finger, we're forcing ourselves to keep things really simple. And so the few notes that we are going to play, they really have to sound beautiful. And so I have to put a lot of effort to play each single note, to strum each single chord in a beautiful way. Alright, so it's a very cool exercise. Now you can get the tab, check my Patreon page and support this channel, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel guys if you want to keep up with all the upcoming lessons. Now we're going to have a close-up and I'm going to show you step by step how to play this beautiful and simple Spanish melody. Alright guys, let's get started. Most important thing is that you want to make sure that you use the side of the fingertip. Okay, you never want to pluck just with the nail, it doesn't sound right. And pluck with the side of the fingertip so that you have a beautiful, nice and mellow tone. Now we're going to start with the A minor chord. And I'm going to put down the chord, which is fret 2, 2 and 1. And the E string open, and I'm gonna strum all the way from the 5th string to the top E string. Then I have the B string fret number 3 and the E string open. But I want to hold down the chord as I'm doing this, so then I strum again and again. Then the B string fret number 3, 1, and back to the fret number 3, but this time I'm gonna play a different chord. I'm gonna play a beautiful G major chord, which is the low E string fret 3. I'm not playing the A string is muted, D string, G string, and the B string fret 3. So I'm strumming from the low E string all the way up to the B string. I'm not playing the top E string, alright? So make sure that you strum, and you wanna rest the thumb on the E string here. So then I have 4 notes. The E string open, the B string fret number 3, 1, and open. And back to the A minor. And this time I'm strumming the A minor from the A to the B string. Then the B string open, and the B string fret number 1. Okay? One more strum, back to the G. So with this G major, I'm gonna play the low E string fret number 3, and I'm gonna strum all the way up to the B string. Then on the B string, I'm playing the fret number 1, 3, 1, and open. That's it. So far we have Now the next chord is C major. So I'm putting down a basic C major chord, 3, 2, open, and 1. And I'm gonna strum from the A string to the B string. So then the B string fret number 3, and the E string open. So, one more strum, okay? And really important, guys, you want to make sure that you always strum to a certain string. You never want to strum everything. So for the C major, the strums are all the way up to the B string. You never want to play the top E string. Now the next chord, a beautiful E. This is an E7 flat 9. Okay, so I'm playing it like this. It's a beautiful Spanish sounding chord. I have the low E string open, the A string fret 2, D string fret 4, G string fret 1, and the B string fret number 3. And you want to strum from the low E string to the B string. Then the E string open, B string fret 3, 1, and open. So, and back to the A minor. I'm strumming from A to the B string. B string open, and the G string fret number 2. And the last chord, a beautiful G major, okay? Which I'm strumming from the low E string to the B string open. And then the G string open only. So we have more or less the same chords, but we play them in a different way. Now the second section is a little bit more developed, and we're gonna add more notes. So we're gonna play like this. So the chord progression at the beginning is the same. We have A minor, and we have more notes. So you want to strum the chord all the way up to the E string, okay? So then you have the B string fret number 3, sorry, B string fret 3, E string open, fret number 1, and E string open, and 2 strums. So now the G is the same, and the A minor is gonna have more notes. So we have to strum all the way to the B string, then the B string fret number 3, 1, open, and 1 again, and then we strum the chord again. So now G major is the same as we learned it. Now C major is the same. So you want to basically play the C with the phrase and one more strum. But from here we're gonna change chord and we're gonna play a beautiful B7 chord. So I'm playing the B string fret number 2 and the A string fret number 2 and the B string fret number 4. Now you will see on the tab these are written simultaneously, okay? But because we're only plucking with the thumb, you wanna play the A string first and then the B string as the second. But they're kind of written together, like if you pluck them like this. But just try to, pick them as quickly as possible. So you have them, then you have the E string open, the fret number 2, and then a beautiful B7 chord, which is a very simple chord to play. The A string fret 2, then the fret number 1 on the D string, the fret number 2 on the G string, the B string open, and the E string fret number 2. So E minor chord. Now the E minor is a very simple chord. We're going to strum 6 strings, and you have fret number 2 and fret number 2 on A and D string. You strum the whole thing, and then on the E string you want to play the fret number 2 and the fret number 3, and one more strum. D major chord. So I'm playing a basic D major chord, D string open, then the fret number 2, the fret number 3, and the fret number 2. I'm gonna strum this chord from the D string to the top E string. Then the E string, fret number 3 and 5. And then I'm strumming this beautiful chord, which is D string, then the fret number 2, the fret number 3, and the fret number 5. Alright? So. And the G major chord. Beautiful, beautiful sounding chord. One of my favorites. Sounds so sweet. So I'm gonna press down the E string fret number 3, and I'm strumming from the D string all the way up to the E string. Then the fret number 5 and 7. And I go back to a basic position and I strum just the G major chord. I usually strum the G like this. You have the low E string fret number 3. I don't play the A string, D, G, B, and the E string fret number 3. So, and the last chord, I have a beautiful B7 chord, which again I'm gonna strum the same way from the A string to the E string. Then the E string fret number 3. Try to hold down the chord as you do that. And then a beautiful phrase. Now this is a harmonic minor scale, and so once I play the fret number 3, I'm gonna slide all the way up to the fret number 7, and then slide back to the fret number 5, and I have fret number 5, 3, and 2. The B string fret number 5 and 4, the G string fret number 5, 4, and 2, the D string fret number 5, 4, 2, and 1, the A string fret number 3, 2, and I slide all the way up to the fret number 6, okay? You want to make sure that you don't pluck the string again as you reach the fret number 6, okay? And we finish with a beautiful E minor 9. E minor add 9 chord. So it's the low E string, A string fret 2, D string fret number 4. So it's open, 2, 4, open, open, open. You just do one strum.